Well, I suppose this means that I will have to find space for this. On this shelf behind me, you can see the family remains back here. I did somehow manage to find a signed copy in Waterstones, in Milton Keynes actually, and I very helpfully got a gift voucher, a book token, as one of my end of year teacher presents. So welcome to this year's review of a Lisa Jewell novel. Woo! Welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week and then movie reviews here at the weekend. I am a massive Lisa Jewell fan, so much so that I have an entire Lisa Jewell playlist, so I will leave that linked up above. In there it has a bit of a Lisa Jewell reading marathon and it has standalone reviews of most of her recent thrillers, all of which are spoiler free. So if you are just coming to the Lisa Jewell party, I have reviews of all of her books ready for you. I almost forgot to review this one, and then I was like, even when I was flying back, moving country, and was reading her novel because it had just dropped on my Kindle on a plane, I still reviewed the Lisa Jewell novel for you. So let me tell you what this one is about. Here, there we go. Yes. Oh, yes. Celebrating her 45th birthday at her local pub, podcaster Alex Summers crosses paths with an unassuming woman called Josie Fair. Unassuming, right? This is Lisa Jewell. We're not trusting that. A few days later, Alex and Josie bump into each other again, this time outside Alex's children's school. Josie has been listening to Alex's podcast and thinks she might be an interesting subject for a new series. She is, she tells Alex, on the cusp of great changes in her life. Alex agrees to a trial interview. Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and although Alex finds her unsettling, she can't quite resist the temptation to keep digging. Slowly, Alex starts to realise that Josie has been hiding some very dark secrets. Yes, this is a Lisa Jewell novel. There are going to be some dark secrets. And before she knows it, Josie has inveigled her way into Alex's life and into her home. Soon she begins to wonder, who is Josie Fair and what has she done? Yes, with a Lisa Jewell novel, you are always, my receipt's falling out of book, you are always questioning the characters, and this is no exception. I don't know how she does it, but she just writes these books where you just don't trust anyone, and this is like one of those massive examples. I also love the fact, like, one of my sort of big takeaways from just reading even the blurb of this one was the fact that it goes into the thing which a few people have been talking about recently of podcasters, particularly true crime podcasters, getting too involved in their subject and kind of finding themselves going too deep into a crime and almost becoming involved in said crime, or involved in said criminal's life. And so this is really taking that little nugget and kind of like blowing it open of like, right, okay, so I've invited this person in to do a podcast with me. However, what do I actually know about them? What of them is true? None of this is true. So funny. So yes, so we have Alex and we have Josie, both of whom are definitely, as always, really, with a Lisa Jewell novel, not likeable characters. However, they are both very intriguing characters. They are both characters who are also very easy to relate to. And this is where I always find that Lisa Jewell sort of is one of my favorite thriller writers, because she's made that transition a bit like C.L. Taylor, a bit like Adele Parks, from writing a rom-com. This is making me all dark. From writing a rom-com to writing these psychological thrillers. So she creates these characters that we can relate to. She creates these characters that we can empathize with and sympathize with. And I think that that comes from having written these characters that we're supposed to fall in love with, and we're supposed to sort of care about getting the guy and finding the man. There we go. I'm not covering up her L of Lisa Jewell now. And so I did kind of sympathise with both these characters. I sort of sympathise with Josie because she obviously, at the beginning of the novel, we sort of hear that she's a little bit downtrodden, and then as she talks to Alex on the podcast, we find out that she hasn't had a very nice life. And so you sympathise with her because of that, even though none of this is true. I don't know. And then you sympathise with Alex as well because she seems to have a really nice life. She's got this successful podcast. She's got this happy family, this lovely house, even though none of this is true. And you kind of are like, oh, Lisa Jewell's going to hit you with some bad stuff. This is not going to end well for you. So you sympathise with both of these women, and even though they're not likeable, they're both very intriguing, and yeah, you kind of are on their side to a certain extent. And then, yeah, just the fact that going into a Lisa Jewell novel, I'm always like, right, okay, I know that she gets very dark. I know this. The Family Remains was hugely dark. The family upstairs was hugely dark, but in like a horror way. This is so dark in a super, super twisted way. You go, right, okay, where does this all come from? Like, how much sort of more dark and twisty can we get? And then Lisa Jewell brings out another book and you're like, oh, okay, it can get a lot more dark and twisty. It is very twisted. I didn't see a lot of the reveals coming, but then I go into these novels not having read the blurb, knowing nothing about them, because I just love a Lisa Jewell novel so much. I sit down and I read, and I wait till I've got a whole day to do that, because I know I'm going to sit down and read and I'm not going to stop until I've finished, which is why I read the one that I did on a plane, because I knew I had a 9-hour flight. I didn't stop till I'd finished. It was great. And this one, I sat down on a bank holiday Monday, I think, and didn't stop until I finished. It was wonderful. Yeah, she just, every single time. And then, not only is this a Jewell narrative, but it also has the actual sort of podcasty bits in where I'm trying to find an example, where they're sort of chatting back and forth, and so it's a bit of a mixed media as well. And so I just love a mixed media. If you've got text messages or emails and things like that in, just love it. And so if you've got a podcast in too, I'm sure we've got some podcast in here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, don't look too closely. I don't want to give you any spoilers. Okay, so yeah, it's mixed media. It's your narrative. You can't trust anyone. 2 women, 2 stories. Who do you trust? No one. Don't trust anyone. This is a Lisa Jewell novel. Don't trust anyone. It's fabulous. It's super dark, super twisty. You won't see it coming. But once you pick this up, you will not be able to put it down. So please do me a favour and set aside a whole day for this, because it is worth it. And it is worth your time to set aside a whole day for this as well. And if this was a Netflix true crime podcast following series, I would totally watch it. Just saying, just putting that out there. Highly recommend. If you're a Lisa Jewell fan already, won't let you down. If this is your first one, great start. Then go back and read her entire catalogue. I will leave my Lisa Jewell playlist in the end screen for you as well, if you are going back to read her entire catalogue, or if you've read a few but not all of them, go watch my reviews, see which one you want to watch next. I will be back with another video for you very soon, so make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my future bookish content or my movie review coming your way at the weekend. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.